Beautiful Monday morning, June 2nd. I just got back from my walk from walking Tyson, had a delivery made, and now I'm about to have breakfast. So you can join me and you can ask me any questions because I can see your live feed questions while I prepare my breakfast. And I'll just share some things that are happening or happened to me, my experience in living in Manta, Ecuador for almost 2.5 years. When I first arrived, literally January 11th of 2023, on January 12th, that morning I went grocery shopping, I was taking grocery shopping, and one of the things I was looking for as I was baking doing my first shopping of food in Manta, I asked the person who was guiding me, where can I find grits? Because I'm from the South and I love grits. And it always makes me feel homey and just good. I enjoy grits. I love shrimp and grits. I love grits and eggs, bacon and grits. I don't do sugar and grits. I don't do sugar and grits. Don't comment that you like sugar and grits. I don't know how I would respond. But in any case, I was told, oh, you're not going to find grits. And I immediately said, oh, there they are. Polenta. Polenta. I worked with Chef Wolfgang Puck. Does a lot in Dallas. He actually has a catering service in Dallas. And often polenta was on the menu of events, and people would go, what's polenta? And I would say fancy grits. They're not exactly the same. Polenta is regular grits are usually from dent corn, which is a softer corn. Polenta is usually from a harder corn, a more coarser corn. But this one here that I found in Ecuador is very fine. Corn section, because it's a corn product, it won't be in the cereal section. And I forgot that after a few months here and went looking for it in the cereal section and actually had somebody bring me some from the States, some grits. And then went walking through the corn section and there it was. I was buying popcorn and just looked up and there was polenta. It's corn, so it's going to be in the corn section, not in the cereal section. Okay, and so that's a little tip about Manta. Look for grits and the polenta, and you can prepare them the same way. I tend to cook them a little longer here because it may be a coarser corn that they make it with. Okay, let's see. If you have any questions about Manta or my relocating here, go ahead and ask them where I prepare my breakfast. I just came back from my walk, and what I was craving was grits. So I'm about to have some. So you're just gonna watch me fix grits, and while I answer questions you may have. Nothing fancy going on today. I did shop with a friend this weekend and found a lemon tree. I'm going to plant a lemon tree. I planted okra last year because I also love okra. And they did well until the aphids came and ate my okra. So I'm going to try again because I'm in a different location. So this time I'll be planting a lemon tree. I'll be planting lavender. I've been looking for lavender plants for a long time because lavender repels insects. So I'm going to have lavender on my balcony and in my near my door. So, and I love the smell of lavender anyway. I love the smell of lavender. Let's see. Welcome live chat members. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yes, I love the smell of lavender. So I was able to get a lemon tree, 2 lavender plants. I got a pepper bush, beautiful pepper bush, and then just some decorative plants that I'm going to put out. All of that was less than $6. Yay! We just happened to got a Todo Criollo, which is a place where we get a lot of herbs and seasonings and kind of, I guess, like a Whole Foods, between a Whole Food store and I don't know, just a market for fresh stuff. So anyway, I got that and realized I needed some good soil. I think one of my problems was the soil. So I ordered, oops, I'm talking and not cooking. Okay, the water's started. I'm gonna add a little more. I purchased a water purification system a while back. It was only $46. I don't know why I hadn't purchased one before. I think I hadn't purchased one before because I didn't know I could find one that just sat on top of the sink and just screwed into the faucet attachment. Yeah, I did it myself. It came almost pre-assembled, so it was very little I had to do. Put the filter in, screw it, and I was on my way. What am I making? I'm making grits, or polenta, which is the same thing. And because I'm from the South, and I'll be adding salt, butter salt, not sugar. Yeah. Anyway, so gotta wait till the water boils. So I got the plants, and realized I needed some good soil. I think one of the problems with my soil was my soil last time, because I don't want bugs and stuff in there. So I got online. When you're traveling abroad, you want to be, what you cooking? I'm cooking grits, and I'm gonna do bacon too. Okay, which brings me to another thing. The bacon here is different. It's a lot different. And I like smoked bacon. And the bacon here is kind of a fresh bacon, and it tastes different. There is one particular brand, I asked around, not doing an advertisement, well, I guess I am, called Frisk, and it is smoked bacon. And it's very good. And so it's more pricey, but if you want that bacon taste that you're used to in the States, that's what you do. So I'm gonna have bacon and eggs. You'll find when you get here that the eggs are not in a cold section because they're fresh eggs. They haven't been sitting in a warehouse or anything. And what I learned when I was in Cuenca is that they're not super washed outside because the coating on them helps them stay fresh until you use them. So they can actually set on your counter for 5 days easily. If you wash them, you do have to immediately refrigerate them because you've taken out that protection coating and you don't want to get salmonella. So if you do wash your eggs when you buy them, and you can buy them, of course, at all the grocery stores, but they're at all the tiendas around the corner, and you might get a dozen eggs or 10 eggs for $1 or something. In the store, they're like $2 or $2 to $5 for the eggs. And then there's a guy that will deliver 30 eggs. I think he delivers 30 eggs for $4.50, whatever, to your door. And because he raises them. And they're like the double yolk. I've never actually gotten them because I don't need 30 eggs. Okay. Alrighty. So I got my water going. And I'm going to add a little, I brought this from the States because I couldn't find it. The butter salt that you put on popcorn. Anytime I want a little butter, something requires butter, and I want to have that buttery taste. I used to do this at home, and everybody thought, oh wow, how are grits so buttery? I put butter salt. So I got that going, and I'm going to start my bacon. I love my gas oven. And it's not electric ignition, which I think is kind of smart. I like that. It took me aback at first. The owner had to actually come and show me how to do it. But in any case, it's always warm, so I can plant any month of the year. I can do my planting. And right now, I took no gardening plants, just some decorative plants, and they're doing well here. Okay, my water's boiling, so I'm going to add a little bit. I'm only doing enough for me, so I think I said earlier, polenta tends to cook a little bit longer. Instead of 3 to 5 minutes, it may be like 5 to 6 minutes because it's a coarser corn. Okay. I found a new place, and well, I was taken to a new restaurant right around the corner from me. It's always good to get out and explore your surroundings. And they have a lovely bakery where I was able to get strawberry cheesecake and also a lemon pie, and it's delicious. So let's see, what about anything? One of the reasons that I had somebody say they wanted a distraction from all the stuff the craziness that's going on in the U.S. and in the world. And so do I. And so this is another way of distracting me from stuff that's going on back home in the States, or anything that's going on that I just want a healthy distraction from. Cooking or preserving or trying new dishes is always a good relaxing way to do stuff. One of the, whoa, see, talking to you. Y'all could have said something. Turn that down. All right. One of the things is my homemade water keeper soda. So you hear that pop? That's because it's bubbles. And this one is tangerine. I made it a day or two ago. I have a whole video, I don't know if I posted it yet, on making water keeper out of water keeper grains. And the reason I do the water keeper is because it's a whole lot healthier than soda. And even though you add sugar and water to the keeper grains, the finished product doesn't add the type of sugar that would mess with your diabetes or whatever, because the grains actually eat the sugar. So they eat the sugar, so you don't. And that's what makes the bubbles. The reaction of them eating the sugar from the sugar water makes it effervescent, and it's all bubbly, and you end up with a wonderful, refreshing drink. Oh wow, that was tangerine. And you get the probiotics, which is even better. So you get a healthy fizzy drink that I call healthy soda, because not only is it free of aspartame and all the other things that you can't even pronounce, that's hidden into colors and additives. No, just whatever fruit juice you put in the finished keeper water, and then let it ferment a second time for about anywhere from 18 to 24 hours to come up with a bubbly drink. My favorite is hibiscus, blueberries, and pomegranate. So pretty. I would show you, but I think I drank my last one last night. Okay. And my grits were boiling over it, you know, coming down the steel. Okay. So let's say I told you. Oh, I had so I went to, whenever you relocate, you want to find out about the local Facebook group. You want to do that way before you ever relocate, and get familiar with what's going on in the community there, and actually meet and establish relationships before you ever land. Because it can be quite a different experience to land in a country that you're going to live in and not know anybody. I don't even want to think of that bad, because that was not my experience, because I planned it differently. And after you land, the Facebook group may be pretty large, but you might also want to join WhatsApp group, local WhatsApp groups, and they're groups that are designed by interest. Your interest may be in running or exercise. So there might be a fitness and nutrition one, which there is here. And if you are into buying things locally, there's a buy, sell, trade one. And they're all managed by local people, and they have guidelines. The one for buy, sell, trade, you have to actually live in the Manta area, which makes sense. And you're only limited to, you know, selling so many things a day. And because it's really not for, we want to take advantage of the local merchant, but also many of us order stuff that we don't need, or we brought things that we don't need anymore, or we tend to lose weight. And so we have new stuff that we bought that someone else would love to have, and we sell. And that's how I found some really good potting soil for my new plants. I went to the buy sell trade yesterday and said, does anyone know where I can get some really good soil? Because it was hit or miss with the place where I bought plants from. And I would buy a bag and it might be great, and I'd buy a second bag and it might have, all of a sudden there are bugs in my plants that weren't there before, or it smells funny. So I asked online, and another gardening enthusiast told me about a nursery and recommended the soil that I should get. And because I don't have a car, don't want a car, one of the reasons I moved here is it's very walkable, and public transportation, there's Uber, there's taxis, there's InDrive, and there's the bus. I take them all. My bacon is done. Look how beautiful that is. Yay. And my grits, I'll give them a few more minutes. And let's see. So anyway, I asked on there, and immediately, well, 3 people chimed in. Some told me the regular places that I'd already experienced and wasn't happy with. But this guy went into detail about the specificity, I guess that's the word, of that particular soil. And I was like, yes. And he's like, a big bag is about $3. And I'm like, what's a big bag? 25 grams. And so that's like 22-pound bag or something like that. You do the conversion. It's a big bag of soil. And so I said, can it be delivered? And he goes, well, I'll ask my driver. I have a guy that does deliveries for me, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind delivering it. And so he did. He asked, and the guy said yes, and he told me what time. I sent him my address. He was running a few minutes late, texted me, said, I'm outside. I opened the garage door. He pulled a big bag, backed the truck up, his car up, took the bag out, set it in there, gave him $4 for the transportation, and $3.50 for $3.50 for this great big pound bag of soil. So I'll be planting, which is why I'm eating a hearty breakfast now, so I can plant my lemon tree. Let's see, I've been on for about 18 minutes. Any questions? Any question? How are you doing? So I think I'm going to have scrambled eggs with this. Yes. And I think when you move to Manta, you get a furniture department. It includes dishes, the pots and pans, so you really don't have to go out and buy a whole lot of stuff, which is a great way to transition into a new place. If you're going to transition into a new place, and especially if there's an embargo on how much that you could bring, you want to know what's available, what's in the place that you're renting. And I think it's kind of maybe a South American thing, but I can only speak for Manta, that when they say furnished, they mean all the way down to towels and flatware and dishes and sheets and all that good stuff. Some of the landlords are so good, they'll even do toiletries for that'll get you through the first week until you go to the grocery store. So that's a good deal. That was the case with me. And I always work with, so by the time I got here, I already had knew I was doing a 6 months lease, had already viewed the entire place inside and out before I got there. So with no surprises, no surprises. Not in that respect. There's always things that you can't plan for because they're just happening. I think the creative juices that I am entertaining while I'm here are my cooking and preserving and getting healthy gut with making probiotic everything. So I have a probiotic homemade butter because I don't like the butter here. Most expats don't like the butter here and will buy the imported butter. And then it became hard to find. So here's my finished product, my homemade butter, what's left of it. And it is so good. And it's also probiotic. Look at that. Homemade butter. A girlfriend came over last week and made a batch together for her. The grits are almost done. And so I'll be having grits and eggs with my homemade butter. So I got my homemade breakfast drink and the butter. I was making Nutella, and I always found a way to turn a mistake or an unplanned result. That's how I call it, an unplanned result. I try not to just toss it. Some things I've tossed and realized, oh, I could have used that for this. Well, I was making homemade Nutella because I found hazelnut, and I love hazelnut. And I had the cocoa here is very, very good. They grow cocoa in Ecuador. And I was making the Nutella, and it came out a little, it's in the blender, came out a little pastier and thicker than I wanted. I still can use it for a spread, but I think I'm going to make nut balls because the consistency is great. So, and that will create a healthy snack for me. Hello, I'm new here. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Any questions about Monte, Ecuador, living in South America, transitioning to South America? I can see your post. I'm almost finished with cooking the grits, which are called polenta. And I'm going to do, and let's see if I have, okay, these eggs, this carton says $3.18, which is, okay, that's expensive, but it's usually less than that. So these were probably like $2.96, and these are the extra, extra large, and because I said extra grand. But you can also get them at the tiendas around the corner. They always have eggs, and they'll have them in a little plastic bag, and they're even less expensive there. You can get $1 worth, which is usually like $7. My grits are almost done. And I'm gonna use my bacon, my eggs. Even though I don't care for the butter here, the milk is really good. Which didn't make sense, but it is what it is. And the coffees here are wonderful. Breakfast is my favorite meal too. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Where am I from? I'm from Dallas, Texas. And my entire corporate career, I never had an accent because I spent a lot of time in New York, and I went to Canada and Bermuda and did a lot of traveling with the company. Nobody could ever guess where I was from. Since I've retired, it's like my Texas drawl or twang or whatever you call it was inside and wanted to come out. Totally out now. There. I think I'm gonna have to Tyson loves eggs too. I have my dog. I normally give raw eggs to. Oh wow! Don't give your dog raw eggs if you get salmonella. That is so untrue. Don't let. Dogs are still animals derived from wolves, and I don't know a wolf that ever learned to cook. So they ate the eggs, and they still will. Foxes and everything else, they eat the eggs raw. And their gut was designed, not like ours, their gut was designed to digest raw eggs. So I'll give him a raw egg sometime or a boiled egg. Because I add a little oil to the scrambled eggs, I normally don't give him scrambled eggs. Hey, Sid. Bye, girl. I gotta hear about your trip. You have to call me. I left you a message, okay? I've been thinking about you lately, and I'm ready for us to take that trip to Colombia, Charlotte, Van Horn. Black Expat in Panama is doing another, I think she just did one, but I think she's doing another one in August. I gotta check that date. But she's doing another trip to Colombia. So I'm just chit-chatting and having breakfast with whoever's watching and answering questions about Manta. And so this is someone that joined me in Panama and then in Cuenca that's on the line. And I love interacting with people when they're visiting or checking out, doing a boots on the ground here, or if they are moving here for the first time, because it takes some adjustment. Even if everything goes well, there are adjustments to living in a different environment. And when there's community, it just helps it. Yeah. One of the things that I recently found here that I love and had someone bring from the States was the Montreal, it's by McCormick, the Montreal steak seasoning. This is my go-to if I don't feel like chopping a lot of onions and stuff. But I usually always pre-chop, so I'll be adding that. I think my grits are done. So, getting stuff here when you live abroad, when you live in Ecuador, okay, and in Manta. We can get stuff delivered from the States, but we don't have there's DHL and there's FedEx, but those are extremely expensive, and so most people will use a mule service. Mine's in Florida, and I'll have the stuff sent to them, and then once it lands in, normally it arrives in Quito, which is our capital, and then Servingenta, hope I'm pronouncing that word right. Servingenta is the local courier service, and they'll deliver it right to my door. So there is a way to get stuff. And there are different mule services, and again, you would ask in a WhatsApp group, and people would make recommendations. Some people love theirs, and some people hate who they use. I particularly love the one I've used for 2.5 years now. Very reliable, very affordable. It's like $9 a pound. So I'll usually get a bunch of stuff that I really can't live without and send it to her all at once, or have someone package it up, because she's not going to wait. When it comes in, she's going to, within a week, it'll be flown into Ecuador, and then like a day or two later, I'll have it at my door. Okay. And set that there and start. Okay. So I've told you about deliveries. Another thing, you always got to talk to the people around you in your community, especially the Black expats, because you assume that everybody knows what you know, and then until you sit and talk, and they say, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that." And Tippit, I think it's called Tippit, TIPI, is a delivery service that will deliver your groceries and things to your door. And I had it on my phone, but I never actually used it. And my girlfriend showed me how to order things that I buy periodically and just put them in like a shopping list on there and put it in a cart, and then have it delivered. And I can have my regular delivery guy go and have the cart ready and purchase it. And that's great. So I use that. Plus 2+ hours touring Colombia. I don't know. I have to ask, because there's another woman in our group. There's several in our group that want to do Colombia. So all she can say is no. Yes or no. But, and you know, Stephanie has just recently moved. Instead of, I think Costa Rica was her original point where she was going to like settle, but she switched and now it's Colombia. I don't recall the city, but where is, I love to prep my vegetables so I don't have to do it when I need it. Add bell pepper and onions to my eggs. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Okay, come up on 30 minutes. This would take a 30 minutes to cook breakfast? Well, that's because I'm talking to you, but you're worth it. Let's see, so we talked about deliveries to the house for food, soil. You can have just about anything delivered, I mean, from the restaurants. And if you get to know the servers at the restaurant and you order things special and make substitutions, I even tell my guy, be sure and place the order with this person, and tell them it's Deborah and Tyson, because that's how they know me. Because there are 3 Deborahs, they may even be 4 now, that live here. So that's how we can differentiate ourselves. And it came exactly the way I wanted, so I was really happy about that. And I'm almost done with the prep and done with breakfast and done answering questions. So, oh, that looks fair. I don't know if you can hear the background. I live right across the street from the Murcielago beach. And while my unit is my house, I'm in a house now instead of a condo. I like, if I'm in the kitchen or the living room, it's usually quiet unless there's a parade or something going on, or a broadcast or a siren or whatever. But a lot less noisy than the condo. The condo was quiet until construction started next door. So I think that's it. I'm coming up on 35 minutes and my breakfast is pretty much done. I might get my grits thicken up a little bit more. And I'll put my homemade butter on them. I think that's that's it. I'm about to enjoy scrambled eggs, my grits. They're a little soupy. I think I'm going to put them on a little bit more for another minute or so. Yeah, I don't like them. I like them nice and stiff, not that soupy. And I'll enjoy my probiotic drink. And until next time, thanks for being with me as I prepared my breakfast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, and share the video, and look at the other videos that are on the channel where I go into detail about just different topics: relocating, the weather, the community, the Ecuadorians, learning Spanish. My Spanish is getting a little bit better. I'm being challenged to speak it more often, and I'm doing that. But until next time, those who are not a part of 60 plus Black Women Expats, you don't have to be 60. You do have to be a Black American female to join, and who have an interest in moving abroad. It's 4,400 women strong and still growing, and I appreciate every last one of them. Share the video in your, if you share the video, more people will find all the other videos in my channel. I'm trying to get to 5,000 on my YouTube channel, and so I'm trying to be more active and post more videos, and this is practice. So, and it depends on you. If you find what I say valuable, have a great day. You have a great day too. Be blessed. Never give up on your dreams to live abroad. You can make it happen. You can find just about everything you need if you just ask. There's somebody that knows where to find it or where to find a good substitute. Be blessed. Have a wonderful Monday and a great week. Bye. Now I always have to get how to sign off. Yes, stop.